Console Drones Gamer Talk Podcast.
0. You found me.
So how come Brock's blue and you're not?
Why?
Hello listeners, gamers, geeks, grown-ups, and internet. Welcome back to Console Drones Gamer Talk Podcast, shooting video gaming greatness all up in your podcast app, right out of northern Arizona, somewhere in Washington, from the inside of an old militia base in the Outlands. This is season number 2, episode 116. This is a weekly podcast where we talk about everything and anything, but mainly video games. I'm your host, Chris, and today the full crew is here once again. So let's start the fucking show.
It's time for What You Drinking and What Have You Been Playing?
All right, let's start off this week with Joe. What are you drinking and what have you been playing this week, buddy?
Wow, it's been a while since you started with me. Didn't expect it. I'm drinking Lafroig 18, some Scudo Scotch. What have I been playing? I played Anthem, the demo, last weekend. I played a shit ton of Rocket League. And I've been playing Apex Legends. And I'm enjoying the hell out of it.
Nice. Is that pretty much it?
That's pretty much it.
All right, let's move on down to John. John, what are you drinking and what have you been playing this week, buddy?
I am drinking Kilt Lifter, and this week I played Overwatch, and I tried Apex last night. I played one round, and then I went to bed. And that's it, me in a nutshell.
All righty then, let's move on down to Miguel. Miguel, what are you drinking and what have you been playing this week, buddy?
I just finished drinking Pepsi, and I've been playing Overwatch. Played some Apex Legends with Joe last night, and did pretty decent. Even in my first game, had 2 kills, so it's going good. Call of Duty, I did play once or twice just to get my daily boxes, but I need to start working on my boxes again, get at least my 1 a day, because there's additional content after the 100 boxes, so I need to add on to that. Played some God of War, because I've been going through that story again, which is amazing, and then played some Anthem as well, which was surprisingly fun, but I'm not going to get my hopes too high, because I feel like there's a couple things we talked about, and it's like, oh, it'd be cool if they did this, but they're probably not going to do it, so I'm not going to get my hopes too high.
I forgot I did play Anthem.
Nobody cares, John. Nobody cares.
I forgot. I did play Spider-Man on the PlayStation and Ace Combat 7. Sorry.
Did you finish Spider-Man?
I finished the Silver Lining. I didn't 100% it, but I finished the
that's
the story.
exactly what I did. I was like, I'm not 100. I'm fucking done.
I did go to one of the hideouts and I rage quit again.
Nope. Never mind. I'm not doing that.
Was Ace Combat 7 in VR or just normal mode?
Just normal.
Okay.
I didn't feel too experimental, adventurous to go and do VR.
Mm-hmm.
But wow, we could talk about it later.
Yeah, absolutely, because I did actually play the normal mode this week. Cool. Is that it for you, Joe? Or
That's
Miguel?
it for me. How about you, Chris?
Let's see. This week on my Xbox, I picked up that Road Rash 3D wannabe game. Road Redemption, Joe, is what that's called. And it's like Road Rash 3D on steroids. What can I say? It's pretty cool. Only sad thing is no one's playing multiplayer right now. So, but I have a lot of fun in that. I also played, which it's kind of weird. Last episode, I talked about playing battle royales and how I'm bored of it or sick of it, yada, yada, yada. And then, Joe, you pointed out, like, I don't play them enough. Well, I played Apex. It was fun, actually. I enjoyed it. The 2 rounds that I played. I think this game would be right up there with Blackout, playing this with friends. So I played some Apex on the Xbox. And then down on my PlayStation, I played some Firewall 0 Hour and Ace Combat 7 VR mode and normal mode. And then on my Switch, I played some new Super Mario Bros. Deluxe U. And that is pretty much me this week. All right, so it's time for the news. Joe, you ready, buddy?
Yes, sir.
Deuce's Weekly News, keeping us informed and up to date in the gaming industry.
All right. The Division 2 beta dates, download size, start time, gameplay trailers, and more. So we've been waiting long enough, and it's actually coming soon. So the original game was plagued with bugs on release, and it became more of a queuing simulator more than anything else in its early days. Due to these issues with the first game, players are eagerly awaiting to play the beta for Division 2 to see if Ubisoft can manage a smoother launch for the sequel. The beta dates. Division 2 private beta will run from February 7th until February 11th. The private beta is available to people who have pre-ordered, but can also sign up using your email for a chance to gain entry. How much of a chance, though, is uncertain. An open beta hasn't been announced, but if one were to appear, it would most likely take place the week after the private. So it starts, like I said, February 7th, 2 a.m. Pacific, 5 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. UK, 11 a.m. CET. Ends February 11th, 1 a.m. Pacific, 4 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. UK, and 10 a.m. CET. The Division 2 private beta preload times. Preload will be available today, starting at 2 a.m. Pacific. The Division 2 private beta download size is roughly 50 gigs, so save some space. The Division 2 beta content, you'll have 2 main missions available in story, normal, and hard, 5 side missions, and additional activities in the open world, PvPvE gameplay in one of the 3 new dark zones, organized PvP gameplay in 1 conflict mode skirmish. So
stoked.
The first, go ahead.
No, I'm just excited. I'm excited about this game.
The first look at in-game content will go live on Friday, February 8th at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern, and 4 p.m. UK. It includes 1 invaded mission, gameplay at level cap of 30, and the ability to unlock the new survivalist, sharpshooter, or demolitionist specializations. The Division 2 release date will be March 15th, providing there aren't any delays, and is available for pre-order. The Division 2 is getting a full year worth of DLC for free for all players. So with new areas, story missions available every 3 months. You can check out the minimum PC specs online. I don't give a shit. The Division 2 pre-order and season pass, there are 5 variations available for the pre-order. Each guarantees entry into the beta. PC players will be able to access the Division 2 through Uplay and the Epic Game Store. The Year 1 pass hasn't been given a separate price yet, though it does come with versions of the game, except for the standard. The pass simply allows holders access to the game's free 1-year content 7 days early. So the standard edition, obviously. Then you have the gold edition, which is the physical is a steelbook edition, 3-day early access starting March 12th, 1-year pass. And then gold edition digital is the base, 3-day early access, and the Year 1 pass. Digital Ultimate is a 3-day early access, 1-year pass, or Year 1 pass, sorry, and then 3 additional digital packs, which is the Elite Agent Pack, Battle Worn Secret Service Pack, First Responder Pack. And those of us that like to spend money, the Dark Zone Definitive Collector's Edition. You get the 3-day early access. You get a 30-centimeter high Ubi collectible figurine of Heather Ward, a specialist agent, other high-end physical items, including a book of lithographs, game soundtrack, and a Washington, D.C. map packed into this box.
How much is that going for?
Probably your firstborn.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. That was probably the 120 range.
No, that's the ultimate is 120 because that's what Miguel and I have now. So we have the big one. So
This is the physical copy. So this is the one you get the shield. This is the Dark Zone Definitive Collector's Edition. There's no price listed.
If it's 120 for that, I'm gonna be pissed because I want the fucking figurine and shit. Already paid 120 for digital.
Zone.
Miguel's looking it up.
No digital. Buy now. Show me the price. Sold out. No price tag.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's gone.
It's gone. But they do have another one. It's the Phoenix. What?
PS4.
Oh, wait, what? Huh?
Hold on, I click PS4. It looks maybe available there. 189.
All right, cool. I'm happy. I'm good.
So yeah, you get $60 statue. So the other one is the Phoenix Shield Collector's Edition, which is only at the Ubisoft store, and you get the access to year one. You get a 1/6 scale articulated figure of Brian Johnson with equipment and gear. You get other high-end physical items, including the Steelbook metal case, book of lithographs, a selected game soundtrack, and a Washington, D.C. map. So those are your two.
Just Google the map?
You could eventually. So yeah, the Division 2 is coming, and everybody's going to get ready for it. We could talk a little bit about the game, but we'll wait until it gets closer. There's changes to gear and the brands and the sets and everything. So there's changes to the guns as well. So it's going to be really cool. Can't wait. All right. Let's see.
Wait, hold on, Joe. Time out. Did you say the Phoenix Shield Collector's Edition?
Yeah.
Is that the one we were talking about?
That's the one that I just talked about.
Okay. That one's
the other one was a Dark Zone one.
Okay, yeah, the Dark Zone one was 190. The Phoenix Shield Collector's Edition has a 6 scale, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
That is $250.
My God.
Yeah.
Wow.
So.
And it looks like a G.I. Joe. The clothing on it looks like actual material, not like a statue.
That's weird. I think that would scare me. Like,
like if you guys look at it later, pull up the Phoenix Shield.
They're like, somebody's in my room, get all crazy. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Microsoft is handing out the original Crackdown for free. So if you have Xbox Live, download it. It's free, completely free. No strings attached. So next we have Battlefield 5. Oh, poor Battlefield. Well, not really, but Battlefield 5 sales didn't meet expectations.
Oh, no shit. Well,
their game didn't meet my expectations, so it's only fair.
Yeah.
They stayed back in the old times is what happened.
So here's an interesting statistic. Battlefield 1 currently has 4 million active users, and Battlefield 4 still has nearly 2 million active users. So people are still playing Battlefield 4.
Yeah, they like the modern stuff.
I would be cool to go back. I'd love to play that shit again.
Hell yeah.
The game only sold 7.3 million units during the quarter, which was 1 million less than expected. But EA's butthurt about it. Whatever. Next. New Titanfall, Need for Speed, and PvZ is coming this year. Those of you that don't know, it's Plants vs. Zombies. So EA's Q3 fiscal 19 earnings fell short because of Battlefield 5 or V, whatever. But hopefully Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order will turn things around this fall for the next fiscal year. Maybe the new Need for Speed. EA posted its third quarter results, and those of you that, we just talked about it. Battlefield 5 only sold 7.3 million units. FIFA 19 was 20 million units. And then FIFA 18 actually sold 3 million additional from last year. They're looking forward to releasing this fall a new Plants vs. Zombies and Need for Speed title, sports games, of course, and Star Wars Jedi, The Fallen Order, which is slated for fall this year. Yay. And then also the plans to provide continued support to Anthem, growing Apex Legends post, along with related Titanfall experiences coming this year. And Respawn confirmed that a new Titanfall game will be a free-to-play game and will feature a new twist on the franchise. So there is going to be Titanfall along with Apex Legends, but it's going to be a free-to-play title. Of course, there's going to be paywalls up the ass. Next, so as we're talking about Apex Legends, in the first 24 hours, the game drew in 2.5 million players. So it drew in 2.5 million, but concurrent, it's 600,000. Apex Legends broke 1 million unique players within the first 8 hours of going live. So yeah, it's very early, but the response to the game is very, very strong. We've been the number one views game on Twitch since launch, and they actually have beat out Fortnite on Twitch views. So pretty cool. While crossplay isn't a feature on the game right now, it may become a reality further down the line. Apex Legends launched this week, PC, PS4, Xbox One, and it's free. Free. Like the TurboTax commercial. Free. More Apex. Like we just said in the article, it was the most viewed game on Twitch with 3 times as many viewers as Fortnite. So it has over 200,000 viewers on Twitch right now. Today. Wednesday, February 6th. Respawn's Entertainment free-to-play foray into the world of Battle Royale games released this week, and it's drawing healthy numbers of viewers on Twitch. So, yay! Apex Legends has 232,000 viewers, and is sitting at number 1 on Twitch. Fortnite is at number 6. Apex Legends had over, again, 1 million players within 8 hours, which shot up it to 2.5 million within the first 24. So EA is excited. I think this is EA's cash cow.
Yeah, for sure. You guys want to stream this later?
Well, we can, but unfortunately, it's only 3 players.
Oh,
3-player squads. So it would have to be 3 of us, not 4.
It's okay. John can go play The Witcher.
I think John would play Overwatch instead. But anyway.
I know he bailed on us last night to play Overwatch, so it wouldn't surprise me.
Well, he was downloading.
Yeah, he was downloading.
Anyway, that's all I got for the news.
All right. Well, we're going to find out if we're going to buy any games this week. Miguel, you ready, buddy?
I'm ready.
Demonic States, keeping us on track with what video games are coming out soon.
All right. So as always, take these dates with a grain of salt because they come from IGN, and I keep recognizing games that were on last week's and the weeks before and 3 weeks ago, and yeah. So 2/6, which is today, we have Astroneer on Xbox. Pretty sure I've said that before.
Wait a minute. What is
Astroneer on the Xbox?
Oh my god!
Apparently, I haven't said that before.
No. This is. I think it's Astroneer was the Minecraft in space.
But I swear I've seen it on the Xbox store.
Well, I think it's a game. I think it's been game preview. I think this is actually like the final.
Yeah,
launch.
like it's the release now.
Gotcha. Once again today, 2/6. Overkill's The Walking Dead on PlayStation and Xbox. So there's that again. 2/7. Away Journey to the Unexpected on Nintendo Switch. Ape Out on the Switch. Pumped BMX Pro on Xbox and Switch. Reverie, Sweet As Edition, not Ass, AS, Sweet As Edition on Switch. 2/8, Blaze Blue, Central Fiction Special Edition on the Switch. Monster Energy Supercross, the official video game 2. I don't know why they put the 2 at the very, very, very end there. But that's on Xbox, PlayStation, and Switch. Away, Journey to the Unexpected on Xbox. Glass Masquerade on Xbox and Switch. Moving on to 2/12. Ready, Joe? Are you ready? Trials Rising.
I know.
Except it's $5 more than it used to be.
I don't care.
Hyperjam. That's on Xbox, PlayStation, and Switch. Hyperjam, Xbox and PlayStation. The Sims 4 Get Famous on Xbox and PlayStation. Yes. Happy Zach on PlayStation. And then moving on to the 13th, the last one we have is Intruders Hide and Seek on PlayStation.
Hey, Joe. That's everything?
That's everything coming out this week, yep.
Hey, Joe, what platform are you getting Trials on?
I wanted to get it on the Switch, but I just don't play my Switch as much. I have to be in the mood for the Switch. I'm probably going to get it for the Xbox.
Trials totally is a Switch type of game, though. I mean,
it is, but I like the levels, and I like to see the levels. I mean, if I got it, I could put it on the big screen, but I don't know. I want to save the Switch, my disk space, for something that's worth it, like on the Switch. No, like a Nintendo game. I don't want to just, if it's a third party title, then I'm going to get it on the Xbox.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm archiving a bunch of games that I'm not playing right now, so I get it. That fucking disk space is important on the Switch.
I mean, I'd love to see the Switch experience, like if they have like tilt controllers, or like if the controller tilts, does a motorcycle tilt? I don't know.
Right.
It would be a unique experience, but I have Trials. I have all the Trials on the Xbox. I want the Trials on my Xbox.
Right. It's just only fair for your Xbox to take the Trials game that you have already the set there.
Yeah, I do have a question, Chris. Yep. This is like side note podcast. You are recording because my talk helper just decided to update.
Yeah, I'm totally recording.
Okay, cool. I just had to make sure. I was like, fuck. Okay, cool.
Oh yeah, we're rolling.
John's not recording.
Is John there? John, are you here?
Yep.
Okay.
It did not tell me you're being recorded.
That's because I forgot to record.
Damn it.
It's all good. I have the file right now. We're rolling. So.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Back to it.
All right. So let's move on down to one of the greatest segments of all time. It's time for The More You Know with the Joker Drone.
Alrighty then. So we're going to go over the current standings of our playoff bracket. We did our video last night and mostly finalized who won the round of 32, bringing us down to the Sweet 16. And so I'm going to go through it and name off who won. So we had Ghost Rider versus Magneto. Ghost Rider won. Darth Vader versus Shao Kahn. Darth Vader won. Sub-Zero versus the Arkham Knight. Sub-Zero wins. Silver Surfer versus Spider-Man is going to be a Facebook poll that Joe's going to upload later tonight. Spawn versus Dark Phoenix is going to be another Facebook poll. Then we had Thanos versus Doctor Doom, and the Gauntlets won. Next up is Juggernaut versus Geralt, the guy whose name I can never remember.
You said it right.
That is a Facebook poll. Next up is Vaz versus Kratos. Kratos wins. Scorpion versus Master Chief is a Facebook poll. Captain America knocked off God.
I know there's a lot of people going to be pissed off about that, but oh well.
Do it.
If you want the reasoning, you can watch the video on YouTube after Joe posts it in like 25 days.
Yeah, right.
Just kidding. It'll be a couple days.
It'll be up probably tomorrow.
2 to 5 days.
That's what I said. Just said it
You
right
said
back.
25.
Yeah, you said 25.
Okay, maybe I did. Anyway.
Yep, all you have to do
Captain America moves on.
All
Next
you have
up
to do is go
Goku
on to...
versus... What's that, Chris?
Nothing to go on.
Next up, we have Goku versus the Hulk, and fuck you all, Goku wins.
You voted for Goku.
Next up, we have Iron Man versus Gambit. That is a Facebook poll. And last week, the Facebook poll came down to the wire at the end for Apocalypse versus Ultron, and Ultron won by 1 vote. So, Ultron faced Wolverine, and Wolverine wins. Then we had Doctor Strange versus Crazy Trevor, and Doctor Strange won. Superman versus Thor.
He's still falling down that loop.
Yep.
Yeah, he is. It's been 24 hours. Superman versus Thor, and Thor knocked off the super bitch. And then the last one is Green Goblin versus Diablo, and Diablo won. So that is who is locked into our Sweet 16 currently, with a few Facebook polls yet to determine the remaining members. So get on Facebook and vote for who you think should win between Geralt. Damn it, I almost did it again. Between Geralt and Juggernaut, Dark Phoenix and Spawn, Spider-Man and Silver Surfer, Scorpion and Master Chief, and Iron Man and Gambit. So vote, 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 vote. And we will have the next video next week.
You know what would have been interesting but fucked up? If we did like double elimination.
Oh god, that was really
I know, but then you would have got matchups where some characters could have made a total comeback because it's like, oh, he can't beat him. Oh, but he can beat him and him and him. You know?
Yeah.
Can of worms.
So
Joe loves it.
Speaking of that, I was asked if we were going to do another bracket. My brother said that he loves this and he thinks we should do another one. And maybe on the next one, not randomize it. We can actually go through and do seeds and put people up against people who are fair matchups.
Yes,
so,
indeed.
Just keep that in mind for
what are we going to pick, though?
Yeah. What are we picking?
I don't understand the question.
Like, what would the bracket consist of? We could do the same characters. We can do new characters. Oh, you still want to stick with the characters? Okay.
Well, I mean, it's just it doesn't have to be the same characters, but it would be interesting to go through and actually put people who are fair matchups.
I mean, technically, you still should come out with the same outcome, though, right?
That is true.
Kratos is not going to win everything.
False.
Who said that? I didn't say the word.
Don't insinuate that either. Batman's not going to win anything either.
Yeah,
I didn't
Master
say
Chief
any.
is.
What are you talking? Where did you get this hair up your ass to just about that shit? I didn't say anything defensive. Jeez.
The outcomes wouldn't be the same.
So we could do characters who are not included in this bracket. We could do the top 32 characters. So all the people who won in round 1 could stay, and then we'll get a new set of characters in. Another 32 characters that none of the people who lost in round 1. I think we can do whatever we want.
I was going to say, I mean, you're not going to get Deadpool if that's the rule we're going by. Just heads up there.
I would like it. I would like it to be a more even match.
Yeah.
If we're going to do something, maybe we do a Marvel versus DC to where, it's like, it's going to be Darkseid versus Thanos, and it's going to be Batman versus Iron Man, and Deadpool versus Deadshot. You know what I mean? That type of thing.
We'd
end up with Thor against Superman again, and we already decided who won that.
It's something that we can come up with.
Batman would beat Superman. That's just the end of that one right there.
No.
Here we go.
You said Marvel versus DC. Thor versus Superman. That would be the matchup.
Oh, for that specific one. Well,
yeah.
I thought you were talking about at the end, like the top last one was going to be those two.
Oh, Superman wouldn't make it.
Yeah, because he would have been beaten by Batman earlier in the bracket.
Plus, we could have Doomsday in it, and we know how that ended.
There you go. So, keep in mind or come up with ideas for what we can do for our next podcast, or our next bracket, or next giveaway, contest, whatever you want to call it. Listeners, if you have any ideas for what we should do, send us an email, consoledrones@gmail.com, and we will take it under advisement.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe we would do like sidekicks versus sidekicks or some shit like that, or like some of those like heroes that
sidekicks versus side chicks, maybe.
Yeah, that too. I mean, that would be pretty funny, actually. No, I was just thinking like we do like different matchups that people normally wouldn't do, like even like some of the heroes that are like the misfits of the hero community, like how Gambit. Like, we put him in our list, but obviously he's not going to come out victorious, but maybe we find some scraps.
There's so many others that we could have jumped in. I mean, the Punisher wasn't in there.
Right.
There's so many characters that we left out of the first bracket. We could also toss in those characters, like the honorable mentions, when we were weeding out our characters.
Exactly.
The White Ranger, Joe?
Exactly, the White Ranger.
No.
Yes, hey, absolutely.
Eventually, you're going to have to put him in there.
No, I
even
won't.
if he loses the first round.
No, I won't.
Yes.
We'll do White Ranger
John
against that one that John wanted really bad.
Any Power Ranger.
Guarantee you the White Ranger wins on a Facebook poll all day.
Yep.
All day.
I think we should do one entire bracket where it's nothing but Facebook polls, and let our listeners decide.
That would be cool.
And then maybe we could chime in, and we would have the opportunity to vote on those polls as well.
All right.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what we did next round, the next bracket.
All right. So quick recap: round of 16 currently has Ghost Rider versus Darth Vader, Sub-Zero versus To Be Determined, either Silver Surfer or Spider-Man. Then we'll have Thanos against either Spawn or Dark Phoenix.
Ooh.
We'll have Kratos versus either Juggernaut or Geralt. We will have Diablo versus Thor, Doctor Strange versus Wolverine, Goku versus either Iron Man or Gambit, Captain America versus either Scorpion or Master Chief. So, Facebook polls, listeners, vote. Tell your friends to vote. Share them. Share the polls on Facebook. Let's get a lot of votes in here to make it fair. I think the lowest vote we had this last round was like 17 votes or something. Yeah, but there was some that was up in near 100, weren't there?
Yeah, we actually reached on some of the polls. We actually reached like almost 700 people. Wow. And as far as people, like the Facebook statistic, 700 people were reached.
Yeah, they saw
with that poll, but
wow.
They obviously didn't vote.
Yeah.
But it would be nice to get those 700 votes. I think the highest one we got was the Master Chief Harley Quinn, which was like 50 to 30, I think was the highest.
What was the Hulk Batman?
It came out to like 20 to 17, I think it was.
All right.
Yeah, so I want to say thank you to the listeners for voting, as well as I posted this in Gaming Isn't a Hobby, It's a Lifestyle group page. So thank you to anyone that may be listening to this podcast because of the poll and the link to the site. So thank you all.
Yeah, much appreciated.
Yep. And again, if you want to see our video for the debate that we had over who would win these matchups, check out the Console Drones YouTube page. And that is it for the more you know.
Subscribe. Yeah, the Master Chief Harley Quinn was 33 to 61. It had 94 votes. It was the highest. So
nice.
Sweet.
And those of you that didn't vote for Captain Marvel, suck it. Anyway, you'll want to change your vote after the movie comes out, unless you already knew about Captain Marvel. Anyway.
All right. I'm done.
All right. So now that we're talking about YouTube for just a moment here, you want to make sure that to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just go over to YouTube, look up Console Drones. Our channel will be right up there. Also, you can get it by going to consoledrones.com. Look at the upper right-hand corner of the page. All our social media is there. So check that shit out. We're talking about doing video podcast here pretty soon once we get things all set up. and good and dandy. We will still have the audio form as well, but we are just we're moving up, so be on the lookout for that shit. So
Put in that. Moving on up to the east side.
Well, we're moving on up to the east side, to a deluxe apartment in the sky. Moving on up to the...
we're gonna be moving on over to our what the fucks. Do you guys have any what the fucks this week?
Yes.
Yes.
And now it's time for our What the Fucks for the week.
Yeah,
I mean, we all have probably the unanimous what the fuck. It's a group what the fuck.
We can talk
is
about
that
at the end.
John's rating of The Witcher?
No.
Joe.
Nobody cares about The Witcher, Miguel. Get over.
Everybody cares about it except
Nobody
for your
does.
dumbass.
Nobody does.
Just like nobody cares about the fucking Patriots winning this boring bowl that just
God,
happened.
that was terrible.
Everything about that stupid bowl was just horrible, except for, I mean, Gladys Knight singing the national anthem was awesome, and the two sisters singing America Beautiful was awesome. But then after that, everything sucked. You know who won the Super Bowl in my mind? Was Tony Romo. Congratulations, Tony. You finally won the Super Bowl because everything else about it sucked.
And your announcing is awesome.
He is the what do they call him? Romo Stradamus. He is that. He is probably the greatest commentator.
Tony Romo, the GOAT.
He's the GOAT commentator. Over Madden, definitely over Collinsworth, Al Michaels, fucking Troy Aikman, Joe Buck, anybody, especially Booger. Fuck you, Booger.
God, Booger.
Anybody better than Witten? I mean, any announcer that you have in that booth, Tony Romo is the best.
I like Kurt Warner.
He's better than that Ron Wolfley guy for the fucking Arizona Cardinals.
Oh yeah, I mean it's Ron Wolfley. He's a character. He's a personality that you hated or
I'm just
loved.
saying, Tony Romo is he won the Super Bowl in my opinion because nobody else won. Whatever. I don't want to get into it, but it was just boring.
In my opinion, the NFL Memes Facebook page won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, there we go.
That shit was hilarious.
My favorite part about the Super Bowl was how fucking confused Tom Brady was every time the Rams would show zone and go to man and almost pick him off, because it was great. I loved watching that.
I'll admit to that. I know I originally said I was not going to watch the Super Bowl, but if there was any chance that Brady was either going to have a broken back, a broken collarbone, the way Aaron Donald, when he did get to him and he threw him down to the ground like a rag doll, to me, that was the best play of the Super Bowl. I could watch that on loop for like hours on end. Just Brady going down. I mean, it's just amazing.
Yeah, he definitely was not in GOAT form that night.
No.
So, he couldn't read the offense. Or the defense. It was great. I loved it.
But I just wish they would have gotten to him a few more times than they did. But anyway.
Listeners, if you have not followed the NFL Memes Facebook page, you need to check it out, especially all of the memes that they posted on Sunday and the next couple days after that. It was hilarious. It was fantastic.
Yep.
Aren't you so happy, John, that we introduced you to that page?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I had found the page originally, but I was surfing through. But yeah, NFL Memes is amazing. It is absolutely amazing. I think it should have. I would love for NFL Memes to have its own show. Like, if it was on Comedy Central, but whatever. But they need to have their own web show to where they could just go and talk about, just funny shit and not care about what anybody else said. I would totally watch that show every day.
Sweet. What other what the fucks do you guys have?
I have a what the fuck about Twitch. I read the article today where a Twitch user or Twitch streamer actually got perma-banned because she stated that there was only 2 genders. She got perma-banned for that by Twitch.
What?
Yes.
For having
So-
2 genders?
What's that?
She got banned for having 2 genders? Is that what you're
No,
saying?
she got banned for saying that there's only 2 genders.
What? Oh, what? All right. That's
exactly. Chris,
Exactly.
exactly.
science.
Exactly. That was my what the fuck. Okay. If Twitch is going to be like that, fuck Twitch. Go to Mixer. Mixer, in my opinion, is way better than Twitch. Twitch has more streamers, but Mixer is on the up and up right now because of all the bullshit that Twitch is pulling.
Stupid.
It's stupid. It is really stupid. I mean, come on, people. There's facts. Okay? There's 2 genders. Adam and Eve. That's it.
It's fucking science, man.
It's science.
We know this all along. Human
You can
anatomy.
have an association with a certain gender, that's fine. But when I look down, I'm a man. Okay? Some people look down, they're women. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but if you're a man, you look down and you're a woman, you probably paid for it, but anyway. But you know what I mean? It's there's ones and zeros. That's how the matrix works. Ones and zeros. There's no 2s, there's no 3s, there's no 0.5s, there's nothing. It's 1 and 0. That's how the universe works. Science, religion, everything. 1 and 0. The end. Unless you're an angel, then you don't have parts, but whatever. Anyway, that's I think that's it for my what the fucks. Anybody else?
Yeah.
Go ahead, John.
My first one is it snowed like 10 to 12 inches here, which usually does not happen because we barely get snow ever. And it sucks because I have a very steep driveway and I can't drive my truck into my driveway. So I spent a good 2 hours today shoveling snow out of my driveway.
Why don't you just put it in 4-wheel?
Fuck you, Miguel.
Push the button.
That's awesome. Oh, those of our listeners that don't know, John only has a 2-wheel drive truck.
Yep.
And he pointed that out to Joe and I, and I guess Chris was in that chat too a couple days ago.
Yep. I hate the snow. Not just because my truck is 2-wheel drive. That doesn't bother me. I hate the snow because it's cold and nobody knows how to drive in the snow. It fucking sucks. I can't tell you how many cars I saw in the ditch over the last 2 days.
Well,
That's
this
when you
is
drive by and just laugh.
Yeah.
this is coming from someone who says that you guys don't get very much snow. It's the same here, and we some years can get a lot of snow.
If we got fucking loaded this weekend or this week,
Dude, it was so fucking windy yesterday. Like,
yeah, that's bad.
that wasn't like it snowed, and then there was just layers of additional snow that wasn't falling from the sky on top of it.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
So yeah, fuck snow. It needs to go away.
I like
what
snow.
really sucks is that where I live, the way that my neighborhood is set up, it is completely, the sun is almost completely blocked by hills and trees. So the snow in my front yard will be there for probably a month, if not longer, because
Nice.
it takes so long for it to thaw out.
That's
No,
neat.
it's not good snow. You can't build a snowman with this snow. It's too light and powdery. It won't
So
pack.
angry.
I tried going outside and building a snowman with my kids, and it wouldn't work. Fucking snow.
Too light and powdery. I think you've just never built a snowman before.
Oh, you're talking.
Just wait a day or two when it starts to melt, then you can
Oh,
take the
it'll
powder
be
and
fucking ice and slush at that point.
yeah, then you can have a
It's already at
slushy
that
man.
point. It stopped snowing Tuesday, so yesterday.
Talking to the choir, bro.
I don't mind it. I like it.
Love it. Yeah.
I mean, you know, the only thing, like you said, John, is nobody knows how to drive in it, especially the godforsaken truckers that drive through here. They're still going 80 miles an hour through down the highway because they don't want to get trapped in it. But anyway,
Yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind it as long as I don't have to go anywhere. Like this morning, I had to go to work, so it sucked.
yeah,
Mm-hmm. On Monday, I took my wife's car on Monday and Tuesday because I wasn't going anywhere in my truck because it's 2-wheel drive. Fuck you, Miguel.
Well,
so-
you should let your wife drive it so she can drive it over a tree trunk or a stump.
Yep.
And you can
For
just
listeners
get a
who
new
don't
one.
remember, my wife ran over a stump in my brother's yard and ripped the A arm off of her driver's side rear wheel, and it was more money to fix it than the car was worth. So
Ooh,
Nice.
we had to get a new car.
there it is. iCar.
Yeah.
So you should just let her drive your truck to the same place.
Then you can get a
doesn't know-
4-wheel drive truck.
She doesn't
Yeah.
know how to drive a stick.
Well, even better. It'll definitely happen then.
Then you'll need a clutch.
No, because
and
I need to sell the truck in order to get a new truck.
John, how many kids do you have?
3.
Oh, your wife knows how to drive the stick.
oh,
Thank you. So yeah, on Monday I went to work and I got a text message from my brother. He rides a bus from Everett to Seattle. It's about 35 minutes on a normal day. And the bus didn't make it out of Everett. It got stuck on the side of I-5, which is the interstate, in the snow. He was stuck on the bus for 2.5 hours. So I got a text from him and I went and picked him up and took him home and took the rest of the day off of work. It was nice.
Sweet.
I felt bad for him. And then he told me he felt really bad for the women on the bus because some of them had to go to the bathroom really bad. And the only solution was the bus driver let them off the bus to go pee on the side of the interstate. So, yeah, bummer for them.
Aww.
Yeah.
the women on the bus go wah wah wah.
Wee.
Woo, woo, woo.
Yeah.
My other what the fuck is a little political, and I don't really know if I want to bring it up on the podcast or not.
Oh.
Dun, dun, dun.
Do it.
Well, I mean, sure.
So
We
it
don't,
wasn't
we don't do this, but
this
yeah.
week. It was, I think it was last week or the week before. I'm sure you guys saw that the state of New York legalized third trimester abortions
Yeah.
up to the day the baby is born.
That's fucked up.
Yeah. There's no medical reason for that.
I
That's
I
fucking
actually
wrong.
I was very not affected. Well, I guess I was affected because somebody posted there was an actual OBGYN that went to the Senate and in detail described to them what he does for abortions and the tool he uses and what he feels for and what he pulls out and everything like that. And I watched that and I was like, no, I could never. That's just, it's horrible. It's just absolutely horrible.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's
So it's just, I can't.
there's no medical or scientific reason why you could not have a C-section in the third trimester and have the baby in the NICU. So, yeah, that's my other what the fuck. And then what really pissed me off about it is that my wife, she had a birth defect. She was born with, I don't remember what it's called, but her esophagus and her trachea were attached. So instead of food going into her stomach, it went into her lungs if she were to eat.
Shit.
So she was born 5 weeks early. And her brother thinks that this new law is, I'm going to quote him. He said it's sensational. So to me, how I interpreted that is that in his mind, it would have been okay for my mother-in-law to have aborted his sister. And that really pissed me off.
Wow.
But anyway, moving on. That's all my what the fucks.
Who's left? Is it just me?
Just you.
Just me. All right. So, I'm going to get on to more of a funnier what the fuck. It does involve kids, but let me just paint the picture here. You'll know this if you have kids. I'm sure, Miguel, you've babysitted little babies before, so you'll understand too. But you know, when your wife is feeding your baby Salisbury steak, and then like 2 hours later, she looks down at her arm and she says, "I think that's Salisbury steak." 90% of the time, that's not Salisbury steak. So
Did she taste
that
it?
chocolate?
Did she taste it?
I asked her to taste it, but she didn't taste it. Once I told her, because I told her, I'm like, "What the fuck?"
If she would have tasted, dude, you had to pull out. Wait a minute before you taste it. Let me get my phone.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
yeah. So
No, I've
fucking
done that.
funny.
I've done that a few times where there's some where it's like, I don't remember eating chocolate, so I'm
Yeah.
just like, yep.
Wipe your arm off.
Wipe it.
Clean it up. But she yelled that across. She like said that across the room, and I'm like, "That's not Salisbury steak."
No, next time yell, try it.
Yeah. Well, I pretty much told her, I'm like, "If you think it is, try it." Is what I told her. But
Well, after you yell across the room, try it. Just throw in a sissy right at the end, just to get the point through.
try it, sissy. Make her do
Yep.
it. Okay. All right. I'll try that next time, and then we'll.
And then
We'll
and then she'll
continue.
wipe it off and force you to try it.
Yeah, she might try
Who's
that.
the sissy now, bitch?
Yeah. So that was one of my what the fucks. My other one is more of a gaming what the fuck. When Joe told me about Apex, it came out. It's just more of like, what the fuck? I just talked about battle royales and not into the genre. Now I'm playing this one. So yeah, and so far I like it, but we'll see. So
What you're
anyways,
saying is you're a whore.
yeah, I might be. I don't know. I might be a whore. All right, so
Definitely a whore.
all right. So let's move on down to our main topic this week. We actually have a main topic this week, and it is about Xbox Live going on to the Switch. Joe has the article, and then we're just going to talk about it.
It's time for our main topic of the week.
So, Joe, take it away, buddy.
All right, this article is from VG24/7. It's all over the place right now on the internet. IGN has articles, Polygon has articles, everybody, Frag Hero, I think even has an article on it. But Microsoft has revealed plans to bring Xbox Live to more platforms and expand cross-platform play. At GDC 2019 in March, Microsoft will be hosting a developer session to reveal an upcoming Xbox Live SDK. The company says will bring the service to Android, iOS, and the Nintendo Switch. The session description went live earlier, and it promises attendees at first look at the SDK. Get a first look at the SDK to enable game developers to connect players between iOS, Android, and Switch, in addition to Xbox and any game in the Microsoft Store on Windows PCs, as it reads. This would theoretically allow PC, Xbox One, Switch, and mobile games to all coexist and share the same service for multiplayer, voice communications, achievements, and allowing owners of any of these platforms to play together. The idea itself isn't exactly radical. Microsoft already requires an Xbox Live account login when playing Minecraft on any platform except for PlayStation. As it stands, players using the most updated version of Minecraft on PC can freely join games hosted by other platforms and have their purchases and history carry over to any supported version in a similar way to how Fortnite currently coexists with everything else. The biggest change here is that Microsoft is seemingly willing to offer Xbox Live cross-platform services to third-party developers. The SDK in question is likely what developers will be using to hook into Microsoft services. The session page doesn't specifically mention PlayStation among the supported platforms, so it's not yet clear if games that use the SDK will silo off players on PlayStation into their own pool. Sony has started to be more lax with its stance on cross-platform multiplayer, more recently allowing Rocket League to activate the service after the initial rollout with Fortnite. That doesn't mean, however, that all games will automatically receive the same treatment, which could be why Sony wasn't mentioned. In any case, this is a big move for Microsoft and one we may not fully see the fruits of until next generation. So,
real quick, what is SDK? I scrolled back to the article. I got the article that you just read up, and it says upcoming live SDK or upcoming Xbox Live SDK, but it doesn't say what SDK stands for.
Software Development Kit.
Ah,
So the Xbox 2.
So
Never mind. Software development.
Software
Yeah.
Development Kit.
Yeah.
So Microsoft sends out like these
Dev
software
kit.
development dev kits. It should have said dev kits instead of SDK, but I guess they had to cut down on their letters in the article.
oh, okay.
So yeah,
So
It's the Xbox 2 basically console, not the console, but it's a machine with the specifications that it will likely have.
okay. So reading that, it says iOS. And I'm pretty skeptical on iOS because they're pretty shitty about making things work with other items. Like I just got my wife a new MacBook and it doesn't have any normal USB ports. I had to buy an adapter.
Well,
And-
but iOS is just the mobile platform. It's not.
yeah, it's not
It's
Mac.
not it's not Mac.
So when you do iOS, it's talking about all of the mobile platforms.
All the
that are
iPhones.
Apple.
iPhones.
All the
yeah.
iPhones.
So iPhones
But
are
not-
the same way. They have their own special charger because
Well, yeah, but
that's
that's
how
how-
they make their money. So
So does that?
to me, and most of there's a lot of games that are on iOS that aren't on Android or other platforms, and there's a lot of stuff on Android and other platforms that aren't on the iOS on your phone. So to me, it seems I'm a bit skeptical because Apple generally does not play well with others.
Well, they're playing together now.
I mean, they have Fortnite on it. They had Fortnite on iOS. First of all, let's point out it's iOS.
Yeah.
Before
I'll
they
say,
had it,
however,
before they had it on Android, and yeah, it's just Apple sometimes gets things before Android even gets things. So I wouldn't say that they play better or don't play as well. I think it's just timed exclusive stuff, and yeah.
Right.
I mean, iOS and Android do have their own like game logins for. They can have the same game. It's similar to Xbox Live and PlayStation Plus. Your PSN and your Xbox gamertag.
Okay.
So, what are your thoughts?
So are they talking about like we're going to eventually have games that are going to be cross-platform? So I'll be able to go on the Xbox Live and like let's say I bought a game for the Switch and the Xbox. They say it's cross-platform. Essentially, I can go on my Switch, log into my Xbox Live account. John, Joe, and Miguel are playing that same game that they got, but they're on the Xbox. I'm on my Switch, watching the kid in the living room, and I could be playing that same game. We could all be playing it together and chatting on Xbox Live. Is that kind of
In
where it's
theory,
going?
Yeah,
in theory, right now, because what I've been reading, IGN has a similar article, and they kind of touch on the fact that Phil Spencer was discussing the xCloud and the next generation during E3 last year.
Yeah.
So they're going to put all of their money into this xCloud, and this xCloud which would be maybe a year or two out, could be like direct competition with Steam, but it would be everything that you would want to game would be on a cloud-based service. So
Okay.
yes, you would log in. Right now, the Nintendo Switch on certain games, if you want to voice chat, you have to use the mobile app on your phone.
Right.
So I have to have my phone next to me while I'm playing on the Switch, and to me that doesn't make sense. But with this, you can use your Xbox Live Party Chat while playing. I could be playing Zelda, and Chris, you could be playing Mario Kart or whatever, and we could still voice chat on the Switch using Xbox Live.
Which is pretty cool too. That's a neat feature to have.
Well, and Another part of it too, Joe, correct me if I'm wrong, is the potential for Play Anywhere. So currently, Play Anywhere, you can buy a game through Xbox, and you play it on your Xbox, you turn off your Xbox, you go turn on your computer, and you pick it up right where you left off on your computer for certain games. So I think the goal is also you have to purchase your items through Microsoft, but for those items, you can play it on your Xbox. It will carry over to your computer, which will carry over to your Switch, which will carry over to your phone. And it'll truly be Play Anywhere on whatever you have.
Which that is really cool too.
Yeah, there are talks about that it could actually include the Play Anywhere titles. So now at any point, any game that comes out for the Xbox, it'll be, like at E3, it'll be like Xbox, or it'll be exclusive, and you'll see Xbox, PC, iOS, Android, Switch, and you'll be able to play Anywhere title like Forza. I'll be able, if I can play Forza on my Switch, I'm happy, because that means I could take as long as I have a Wi-Fi connection, I could play anywhere.
So what the exclusive is going to end up meaning, because Joe said exclusive in there, but it's on all these platforms, is you have to buy it through Microsoft.
Right. So I wouldn't be able to play Breath of the Wild on my Xbox, but I'll be able to play Forza on my Switch. Or Crackdown on my Switch. You know what I mean?
Right.
That type of...
Right, whatever.
Halo on your Switch.
That'd be awesome.
That would be fucking sick. Hell yeah.
But I mean, yeah, graphically wise, if I'm really pressed to play a game on my Switch, I'm not looking for graphic quality. Not saying that the Switch graphics aren't great, but some of them are, some of them aren't. The only benchmark that I have is Breath of the Wild as far as graphics. But yeah, if I'm going to play Halo, I'm only going to play it on my Xbox. I'm not going to play it on my Switch. But if I have a game that's a single player game, or maybe even like Madden or FIFA, I could see playing on the Switch.
I can see playing Halo on the Switch if you're playing in handheld. As soon as you hook it up your TV, there's no reason to, because you have an Xbox pretty much in the location of your TV anyways.
Right. But the thing that I've
handheld-
noticed, and this should have been one of my what the fucks, but I forgot about it, was I played Fortnite on the Switch with my son, and the actual handheld mode playing Fortnite sucks balls, because their joysticks suck so bad on the Switch compared to the PlayStation and the Xbox joysticks. So to play it in handheld, you're actually depriving yourself, and you're diminishing your experience playing it on the Switch. Yeah, it's cool. Like, look at me, I'm in the shitter and I'm playing Halo. It's okay, but you're not necessarily going to be as accurate and get, if you're playing multiplayer, and get as many kills as if you were actually playing on your TV with your controller.
But
So
let's just say I'm out on a rooftop party and I decide to bring my Switch and I have a stand with a Pro controller. Don't you think I'd just do that instead?
I hope your ass falls off the roof and breaks an ankle or something. Because why the fuck would you be on the roof playing a Switch? Take your ass inside and play the Switch. Jesus.
Don't you remember the Nintendo commercial when it first came out with the Nintendo Switch?
Yeah, people were like hiding away and going on the roof.
They were playing on the rooftop party, like.
Yeah, but that's like a flat rooftop.
Yeah, that's
like
what I just said. That's what I said. A rooftop party is what I said.
Okay. I'm thinking like sloped roof and like whatever.
Why would I be on?
Because
you never know.
Fucking Flagstaff where there are no flat roofs.
Yeah, we don't have flat.
You got to go to Phoenix for that.
Anyways, I'm just saying you could have a stand and a Pro controller, and then you don't have to worry about your Joy-Cons.
But then again, why would I go to a party? Why would I take my Switch to a party?
That was just I was fucking around when I said that.
Oh, no, I know. But yes, you could do that. Theoretically, yes, you could do that. But
right,
you're the guy that shows up to a party with a Switch and a Pro controller.
You're not going to do that. I fucking realize that, Joe.
No, I know I'm not going to do it. But I'm saying there are people out there that would show up to a party, whether it's whatever environment it is. If at the party, if you're not really into that atmosphere, but yet you want to take your Switch with you, you should have never left the house in the first place.
All right.
the whole point of a party is to socialize, and unless it's a gamer party or a LAN party and stuff like that, I get it. Where everybody else has their Switches with their Pro controllers, understandable. But if you're the only one playing it, you're just basically look what I can do. I can play Halo on my Switch.
no shit. I'm just saying, like, it would work just fine. I'm just saying, like, in handheld mode, you got the smaller screen, so the resolution, you don't really care about it. It's a small screen. It actually looks not that bad. But, anyways, go on.
Well, I mean, anybody else have anything else to say about it? I mean, other than, like, what are your thoughts? Do you think this is actually going to work? What do you think? What does this mean for the future of the business? I know Chris had said, like, last year that's what his bold prediction was. Well, I think it was last year's bold prediction that eventually we were all going to be playing the same games on different devices.
Right.
Essentially.
I mean, if that's what it ends up being, then awesome. But just disclaimer for the listeners as well. I mean, this is all... They have not officially said what it means that Xbox Live is going to the Switch and Xbox Live is going to iOS and Android. We do not know the extent of what that exactly means. So this is all speculation. I mean, if you can play on your Switch and I can play on my PC, hell yeah, I'm going to love playing certain games that I buy on my Xbox currently to play with you guys. Have the ability to play it on my PC. I'm going to love that.
Yeah.
Right.
Especially because John's getting a graphics card.
Yep.
Sweet. Does that mean...
Yeah, if I can play Anthem on my PC and you guys are playing Anthem on your Xbox or on your Switch at a convenient time, I mean... That's what I'd like to do. Currently, I'm going to buy Anthem on Xbox because that's where you guys are going to be playing. So it just makes it more user-friendly for friends.
And it also, with the Xbox Live, it actually enables the party chat because, like I said before, right now, currently Nintendo doesn't have a party chat service, so you'd have to pull up your phone. And now with this Xbox Live coming to the Switch... we'll be able to be in party chat, even though we don't necessarily have to be playing the same game. We could still be in party chat and, hear somebody grunting while they're taking a shit and playing on their Switch.
Why would
you know what I mean?
Want that?
I'm just saying, there's going to be people that only play their Switch when they're taking a shit.
Shitting.
Well,
just be
what
careful.
What I'm interested to see is, I mean, currently... Xbox Smart Glass, which is what it's currently called, is on your Android and your iOS systems. Mm-hmm. You can do party chat, so they have to be bringing something else because it's already there. For them to announce Xbox Live is coming to Switch, what is that? Or not Switch, to Android, iOS. What does that mean? I already have an app that lets me do party chat with you guys from my phone. So what is it going to include?
That's why everybody's leaning and everybody's speculating that this xCloud that's coming out for Microsoft is actually going to help with the mobile department because people can sync their Bluetooth controller to their phone and play with a Bluetooth controller on their phone.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no need. Why is Sony have right now a patent in process about another handheld device? Because Sony is not going to jump on board. Microsoft doesn't have to because they're already going to use what's out there. They're not reinventing the wheel. They're just going to use it and make it shinier.
Yeah, and Nintendo's going to keep doing their thing, and Microsoft's going to do their thing, and they're just going to work together.
This doesn't bind anybody into a contract stating, you can't use my technology, I can't use your technology. We're going to coexist together. You do great with handhelds, but let us help you sell your Switch by allowing Play Anywhere titles on your Switch. Same thing with phones.
And Nintendo doesn't need help selling their Switch. They're doing totally fine. It's just, hey, let's make it more for the gamers. And gamers want cross. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry, but right now Nintendo has their market and they're dominating with software sales and Switch sales. They don't have PlayStation numbers, but what would it take they probably sat and thought about it. What would it take for them to get the Xbox demographic to play on a Switch? What would entice you to play a Switch? Would be, hey, you could play your Xbox exclusive and take it with you and play it on the Switch. And you don't have to lug around your One X. You don't have to lug around your Xbox One or whatever, One S, wherever you go. You just take your Switch with you, and it's a dock, a Switch, and 2 cables, and you're done. So this would actually help with Nintendo Switch sales, bringing the Xbox demographic into that.
And at the same time help Microsoft with their software sales, if it went that route.
Yes, because Phil Spencer is actually quoted saying, look, we don't want to be strictly known for selling our hardware. It's our software that's going to make us the money.
Mm-hmm.
So this will also help with the next generation Microsoft platform, which is said to be completely stream only. So Microsoft is, in my opinion, Microsoft, iOS, Android, Nintendo are saying, you know what? Let's knock down these walls and let's just play together with whatever we can. And PlayStation is just being inclusive. Or exclusive. They want to be exclusive to everything else. They want single player titles that are exclusive, and they want to dominate the market because all the PlayStation Sony ponies think that their games are the best. They do have the best exclusive titles, but at this point, who has a better gaming experience? Microsoft, Switch, Android, iOS. And that's the way it's going to be in the future. And I think this might be a downfall to Sony because, one, Sony's not going to be at E3. Microsoft is going to dominate at E3, and they may even do a joint presentation where all of E3 is Microsoft, Nintendo, iOS, Android, and PC, and that's it. So,
yeah, I mean, I'm kind of worried about the whole future of this thing. I mean, if you think about it, we've got an awesome time right now. We've got Switches, we've got Xbox One X's, PlayStation 4s, we've got hardware. And then we're moving on to a digital age where we're downloading everything digital and everything's transforming into this streaming crap. So what I'm just worried about, it's streaming and getting into this mobile age where we won't need hardware anymore, and we won't need consoles. There won't be a console anymore in the next 10 years. I mean, I'm getting choked up because it's making me sad. I mean, we're the console drones. I mean,
no, but you have to think about it. There's always going to be hardware because you have to play it on something.
I understand.
You're going to want to play. You're going to want to have the best experience. And right now, to have the best experience in gaming is to spend a lot of money and have a PC that's top of the line. Okay.
Yeah. So the hardware, sorry, Joe, the hardware that you're going to be buying is going to be for the interface. So like Roku, you have a Roku interface. You don't have a DVD player anymore, which could do all the streaming services, but you still have to buy a Roku.
Right.
It's going to be the same. You still have to buy a box that's going to have the interface and the accessibility to Xbox Live.
But I mean, is that all it's going to be? Is just a streaming box, though? You know what I mean? That's all it's going to do? It's just...
times are going to change. I mean, I remember when people were bitching about not having CDs. When Microsoft originally had announced that they were going to go all completely digital, 2 years ago? 2 or 3 years ago?
No, that was 5 years ago.
Maybe 5 years? Maybe I have a blank.
That's before the Xbox One came out.
Yes. So when right before the Xbox One came out, Microsoft had said, we want digital only games to where there's no discs, right? And everybody booed and said, this is stupid.
Including us.
And then, the only reason why we were having discs was because they still had value and we could take them to GameStop and get other games. But now that GameStop is shit and they're only giving you 50 cents for a brand new game, it's like, okay, now I agree with Microsoft. Microsoft is trying to create that trend and say, look, it's all right. It's going to be okay. We're still going to have Xboxes. We're still going to have Switches or whatever Nintendo comes out with. There's still going to be PlayStations, but we just want to play together.
Right. I guess what my fear is, too, is them getting rid of the actual disc player itself for media, so like a 4K DVD player. Because, I mean, the movie area, yeah, I mean, Voodoo and that sort of thing, it's going into that digital space. But, I mean, people still have their freaking collections. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you still have your Xbox One that you can use for that collection.
Right. They're coming out with 2 versions of the new system. They're going to have one with a disc player and one without. Rumor has it that Microsoft's new system, one's going to be, I guess it's Project Scarlet or whatever. It's not going to have a disk drive. It's going to be a stream-only device. And then there's going to be one that's the exact same thing, but it just has a disk drive.
But I mean, it's the same thing with, think about it, Chris, VHS. Do you still have a VHS player?
No, I don't. It's obsolete.
So what did you do with all your VHSs?
They just kind of disappeared. I don't know what
Same
happened
thing. It's going to be the same thing. Over time, you're going to phase out your Blu-ray player, and you're going to not need your Blu-rays anymore, and then you got to redo your library, just like you did with VHS. But at that point, I mean, you have Netflix where your library is almost infinite, and you have the Disney streaming service where your library is going to be almost infinite. And yeah, it's kind of like where music has gone now, where you're paying a subscription fee and you get whatever fucking music you want.
When's the last time, honestly, when's the last time you guys bought a CD?
I don't think I ever
probably
have in a while.
I try to buy like the Tech 9 albums,
It's like 10
but
years ago.
I don't necessarily even open them.
So you
It's just to have.
just to have as a collection.
Yeah.
But I mean, actually, like, buy an album. You heard a song wherever you heard it, and you said, "I'm buying an album because I love it and I want to have it."
I don't anymore because I have Amazon Music and I can just get the whole album.
Right.
And if it's shit, I can just take it off my phone.
So I see where your worry is, Chris, and I wouldn't worry too much because this can actually help with the future of gaming and as well as the internet. Because if you have companies like Nintendo and Microsoft and Sony, that we're going to get to a point where those of us that live in an area where the internet's not that great are going to lose out on gaming capabilities, and Microsoft and Sony and Nintendo are going to be like, wait a minute, what about, we have to reach all of our gamers. So that's actually going to be a push towards improving the internet in the United States. Worldwide, the United States has the shittiest internet
Right.
of all the other countries.
Mhm.
I mean, the Koreas, China, Russia, we have the shittiest internet.
Mm-hmm.
So if we could get companies like this on board to actually help with the movement and the push to improve and take the internet away from these big money greedy fucks that are, Time Warner, and that are holding on to not allowing cable to advance or internet to advance. If these companies can do that, then that's just going to help gamers as a whole across the entire world. Because now United States is going to join in and say, look, we have great internet connection now, and we can game with everyone in the world.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess I'm just being an old man about this and worried about change and that sort of thing, and
But
moving
you're
on
still-
to the digital age. I mean,
Right, I understand. And I have my shelf in my game room with all of my old systems. I still have cartridges. I still have my old systems. Don't get rid of your Xbox One X. Don't get rid of your Xbox One or your Xbox 360. They're still going to have the nostalgia of those systems where you actually take a disc out of the case and you put it in, or like Nintendo, you have to blow on the cartridge and you have to like move it in there just right and slam it down, or just hit the edge of the NES to where it'll start playing. There's still going to be that nostalgic part, and we're going to still be able to enjoy it. But those of us that are ready to move on will have the opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, it's inevitable. I'm gonna have to let go. I mean, another worry of mine is worried about more of the microtransaction scene. We've already seen it already in the console world, and it's just gonna get worse. I'm just worried about it infecting the whole digital age, and we're gonna have all these little mini games all over the place, and it's just gonna be a clusterfuck. And I'm kind of worried about that sort of thing.
You mean like the bullshit iOS games and stuff?
You mean like
Yeah.
all the mini games that are on the
Candy
fucking Switch
Crush
right now?
Yeah, you mean like Candy Crush and all that bullshit?
Yeah, like the tiny mini games, like Stickman game and shit like
I
that.
mean,
like,
I doubt Microsoft would allow that on their marketplace.
as
I
long
mean,
as that
if an
doesn't
indie
invade
developer
that.
really wanted to create a stick fighter game and actually made it a full blown game instead of just a bunch of mini games, I think somebody with the trend and it being so popular, I think I could see it happening. You know, I mean, hell, we look at Goat Simulator. It's a game.
That's
You
true.
know, Bejeweled. Candy Crush is just glorified Bejeweled.
Oh, and I guess I just think a little bit deeper in this. As long as they have it organized, it's not like a fucking. You go on to like Android, and there's just you look up games, and it's just a fucking. Ugh, I hate going into the
Yes,
Google Play Store.
yes.
It sucks. I mean, going onto
Yes.
the Switch, they have a ton of indie games and stuff, and you can kind of scoop through that. But most of their games, some of them are really really cool. I mean, they're not as low class as some of the shit that I see on like Android and like some of this stuff where it's like a beginning programmer wants to put their game out for free, like all this freebie bullshit that's like, you know, you don't even know if like you're putting a virus on your device or whatnot. I mean, that kind of stuff is annoying.
Yes, I agree.
So if they don't go to that route, then maybe this whole digital box would be okay with me. But I kind of have to see how that goes. And I mean, I've got quite a big collection in actual physical discs, so I don't know. We'll see.
So then you just keep your Xbox that you have now and use it for that.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, like they already said that the Xbox is going to communicate with everything else, so it wouldn't hurt for me to keep it anyways. So you're right.
And you could actually grow a viewer audience by streaming these old titles, because a lot of the newer generation, the younger generation, they haven't seen like the original Battlefront 2,
Right.
or you know,
Twisted
they haven't
Metal.
Twisted Metal Black and Twisted Metal the original, and you know, like the original Tomb Raider. And I know some don't have the attention span for seeing triangle boobs. They want the new soft rendered boobs, but you know, there's still a fan base out there that haven't seen the original titles and would like to see these original titles, because then if like say we start playing, like if I start streaming Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver, and people are like, this game is awesome, and I have 1 million views, now Crystal Dynamics or IDOS or whoever in PlayStation, Sony, they're like, we need to redo Legacy of Kain, and then they do that. Or Command & Conquer has such a huge following, and it's not a mobile game, it's an actual full-blown length game. They say, you know what? We need to redo Command & Conquer. We need to redo Wing Commander, or, you know, spend a little bit more money in these titles with like live acting, like those games used to have. So it's, you know, the future's just open wide for this.
It's exciting times. I mean, think about it. I mean, we're on the brink of this digital age, like breaking full blown. So it's pretty cool. John, what are your opinions on this whole thing?
Yeah.
Nice.
You'll be able to play The Witcher on your phone.
Ironically, I was going to say he wasn't paying attention. He was busy playing The Witcher.
He's playing Overwatch.
No, I'm not.
Oh.
So, like, how do you feel about, you know, like, the whole Xbox going to mobile, Android, iOS, Switch, all that stuff? So
I think it'll be cool if it's actually what happens. But like Miguel said, that even that article that Joe read, all it said was Microsoft plans on this. So it's still everybody's still gotta. There's still gonna be negotiations and talks, and they're gonna figure out how it's actually gonna work.
I mean, I think it was an official announcement. It's what they're doing. They just haven't said what specifically it entails.
We know that Xbox Live is coming, just the Xbox Live service. So that's achievements, party chat, friends list. That's it. Nothing else outside of that for right now.
Yeah,
but this just opens the door to the possibilities.
Yeah, and it would be cool if we, like Chris said, if we were playing on one platform and you guys playing on another platform or whatever, and we could all play the same game. I don't see the Play Anywhere thing being come to fruition, because then you're buying the game from one service and then the other, or one console, and then the other consoles are not getting any money from that unless they negotiate that somehow. But I doubt anybody's going to want to split their profits on it.
I mean, the only one that you would have to negotiate with would be Nintendo. You're not going to negotiate with what I'm assuming they would put as a Play Anywhere title. You're not negotiating with iOS or Android, because their Play Anywhere titles are Microsoft IP. Currently, they're Microsoft intellectual property that are mostly Play Anywhere at launch. So you're paying Microsoft anyway for games like Play Anywhere is going to be anything from Microsoft. So Halo, Gears of War, Forza, those are all made by Microsoft. So Microsoft gets the money anyway. So it's just getting it out to other platforms and the ability to play on other platforms via their software, Xbox Live, which is downloaded on those systems.
Also, you don't even know if like Microsoft could have made a deal up front about how those things will be paid out and as they're going forward. You know what I mean? So they could have made a deal already when they made this announcement. Like, you know. So
I think last year, or at the Video Game Awards, when you see all three of them standing there on stage, I think the deal was already being made then.
Right.
Well, I mean, so if Play Anywhere does come to fruition and it's on your Nintendo Switch, those are games that you wouldn't be able to play because it's not a Nintendo game, it's a Microsoft game. So it's just giving that extra ability, and it may help sell Nintendo Switches because you can play Gears of War on the go.
Yes,
or
exactly.
Or since Microsoft gets all the money because it's their IP, they could just say, "Hey, this many people have been playing on your system. Here's your portion of the money."
Exactly.
Kind of similar to how like music streaming services, I assume, work. I don't know how they work. It's like, oh, this many people have downloaded your song. Here you go. Out of the million people that give us $9.99 a month, here's your portion of that.
Yes. I would love to be able to play Fallout, like not 76, but Fallout 4 on my Switch.
Right.
I mean, I would love to be able to play those single player titles and take my Switch wherever and play a single player exclusive title on my Switch, rather other than Halo. But, you know, I would love that.
It'd be amazing. I mean, paint a perfect picture here. I mean, for the future. I mean, let's say we want to go to E3, but we don't want to take our Xbox One X's, but we want to get in that good game of Blackout, or we want to get in the good game of Apex, or whatever the fuck we're playing. And it's a title that is Play Anywhere. Wouldn't it be nice to have Switches or something like that we could play on the go, play a little bit in the hotel room, hit up E3, come back, play some more games? That'd be dope.
You can play on your Switch. I'll play on my phone.
However you want to do it. Play on your phone. Whatever you want to do mobily, I think that would be sick.
Or even your laptop.
Exactly.
You can open up your laptop and play on that.
Exactly. I think that'd be fucking sick, and we wouldn't have to take our game room with us. So pretty unique stuff that's happening in the future. It's kind of crazy that we're kind of at the forefront of everything that's going on, but good article, Joe. It's a good talk. Do we have anything else we want to add before we move on to rando shit this week?
I'm just going to say this. In my opinion, this could be the end of Sony.
I heard that before. Many times.
Joe said that before.
Many times.
I've been waiting for that instance, but you think about it, if the rest of the gaming world is getting together and Sony says, no, I don't want to. They're acting like a bunch of spoiled bitches that don't want to play with everybody else.
Yeah.
So,
and to me, that diminishes because everyone else is, you're going to be in a, like Chris said, you're going to be at a party. Everybody's going to be playing on their phone. Oh, look, I'm playing like Fortnite on my phone, and I'm playing with, Peter over there, and he's playing on his Switch. He's playing with his Peter. you've got that going on, and then you got the Sony ponies that are sitting there drinking their Cosmos with the umbrellas in it, thinking, oh well, maybe I'll buy a Switch.
I guess we got to go home and play on our Sony ponies.
Oh yeah, I gotta leave. I gotta go home and play on my PlayStation.
So, let me pull this up real quick. So, just to compare it, we're not going to be buying games from systems
No.
in the near future. So, this has already started.
I mean, it's like Steam.
Yeah, it has. I mean, it started in the PC world a while ago, right?
Well, yeah.
With launchers
started
and
with
shit?
Steam, but I mean, Steam's selling everything. But now you have, like, Epic Games getting into it. And they're not just selling Epic Games. I'm trying to open it, but I know there's some games that are not necessarily Epic Games titled that they're selling on their storefront now.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I mean, Take-Two, who made Grand Theft Auto, and I'm trying to think of the other games that they made, but Take-Two Studios said that they weren't going to be exclusive like Epic was. So you'll be able to buy Grand Theft Auto on multiple stores and not just have to go to Take-Two's store and buy it.
is Rockstar Take-Two?
Yeah. It's Take-Two. They did Grand Theft Auto.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's what one of the articles that they came out and they said that they don't Red Dead. They did Red Dead as well. It says we have not been a believer in exclusive relationships. So
Yeah.
that was their take on the Epic Store. So they're like, hey, look, we'll sell our games anywhere and everywhere.
So, yeah, Epic Store. The Epic Store has the Division 2 on it.
Mm-hmm.
Which, more than likely on my computer, I'm going to have to buy it, or I would buy it on Epic, and then I'd still have to launch the Uplay app. But, I mean, they're selling it on their system. So you're not going to be buying, you're going to be buying from these service providers.
Right. I mean, Blizzard has a launcher. Epic has a launcher. You've got...
Well, those
Origins,
are launchers,
Origins,
though.
yeah.
This is Epic's engine, which has Donut County, Hello Neighbor, Darksiders 3 on it, Fortnite, of course, Super Meat Boy. I mean, it's just games that aren't even Epic games, like Shadow Complex. It's just probably stuff that uses the Unreal Engine, which is their engine, so they have rights to it.
Right. Isn't a
So
launcher a UI for that, though? Like, where you go and you can actually purchase games through the launcher?
Yeah, that's not a launcher. It's a store. That's what it is.
Okay. So, like, you're comparing it to, like, a Steam, in a way.
Yeah,
So it's
that's
like when
exactly
you're-
what it is. It
when
has
you're on
home,
your-
it has store, library, friends.
Yeah.
Sorry, Joe.
No, you're fine. I mean, eventually what it's going to be is, like right now when you log onto your Switch, you go to the Nintendo store, or you log into your Xbox, you go to the Xbox store, or the PlayStation, Sony, the
Right,
PlayStation store. This potentially will take it to where whatever system you log into, it's going to go to one store, and it's going to buy the game at that one store,
And
and then you'll be able to play it on any of those titles or any of those systems that are affiliated with that one store.
And that's what Xbox is trying to do, is they're trying
Yes.
to get their store on all the systems.
Right.
Okay. Which is freaking brilliant.
Yes. Because I think they're in the competition right now, whereas who is it? Not Valve. Maybe it was Valve or Steam. They said there was no way in hell that they were ever going to join Microsoft. The owners said no way in hell that I was ever going to sell myself to Microsoft. So Microsoft was like, all right, we're going to create a store that's better than yours. And it's going to open up to more platforms. And then what are you going to do?
Yeah, they're smart, and they want a piece of everybody, too, which is nice.
So it's not to the fact to where Microsoft is being selfish about it. Microsoft is saying, hey, come to our table and eat with us and enjoy this meal with everybody. They're not saying, oh, well, it's only Microsoft only. Sorry, you can't come to our table. Everyone else can come and eat at our table except for the Sony ponies. They can go and eat outside.
It seems like they want to be the host of the gaming universe. You know what I mean? Like, come join us.
Right. I mean, PlayStation says, what's their slogan? The better games are on PlayStation or whatever. But Microsoft right now says...
Greatness awaits.
Well, yeah, okay. So their greatness awaits, but their thing is, they have better games. But Xbox is saying, we have a better gaming experience. on Xbox.
Yeah.
So
John?
if they open that up to everything else, why not?
I just imagine John raising his hand right now.
I think he's asleep.
Yeah, I don't know. He might be sleeping.
He doesn't care about great things.
And the future of gaming.
He's not in
Nice.
tune to the gaming world
Yeah.
Yeah.
as much. John?
Does he know that there's
Hi.
a podcast
Oh.
going? Hey.
Hey there, buddy.
What's up, man?
Not much. Just listening.
You're enjoying this episode or what? Like,
Oh, yeah.
He's turned back into a listener.
So that way he doesn't have to like listen to it when it records. or
He's
when
like,
it
this is
publishes.
great.
Yeah.
At least it's not as bad as me ranting on about Tom Brady and statistics.
Well,
Yep.
yeah, definitely.
So we'll never do that again.
All right, so we'll
Thank God.
we'll do this for our main topic. Any last thoughts for this topic? We'll start with John.
Nope.
No last thoughts for John. All right.
What about first thoughts? Can we get some first thoughts?
Any thoughts?
I already gave my first thoughts. I said if it happens, it'll be cool to be able to play on different platforms.
Okay. Good.
See,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna play on my phone because I have big fat thumbs and I have a hard time playing any game on my phone.
But
Right.
you can. Okay.
And the only console I have is my Xbox.
But your controller to your Xbox, well, yours probably isn't, but a lot of them are Bluetooth, and you
Yeah,
just
no,
sync
mine's
that. Yeah, yours definitely isn't. You just sync that to your phone, and then you don't need to worry about your big old fat fingers.
So imagine this: you can, I mean, eventually, a Christmas or a birthday, you buy your kids a Switch.
Nope.
They will have access to. Eventually, this is if the rumors are true, they will have access to Viva Pinata, Minecraft, all that other stuff on the Switch, so they can leave your Xbox alone.
Roblox.
Roblox, whatever. They'll be able to
That's
do
right.
that, and they'll have access to that library that they had on the Xbox, and they'll now have it on the Switch. And then you could take that physical, or not physical, but that download on your Xbox, remove it, and then you have more space for like the Witcher expansion pack. And
Why? Why?
Because it's a good fucking game, that's why.
So awesome.
Or
I
Witcher-
feel like that's false.
or Witcher 4 when it comes out, or Cyberpunk, or whatever. You know what I mean? But that's the potential.
Yeah, and it's the opportunities are there, and it'll be cool to see what actually happens when it all comes to fruition. And honestly, if they came out with, I just looked at the Xbox exclusive list, saw the Microsoft IPs, and there wasn't anything. I was like, yeah, I would totally love to play that mobile.
Even when
Well,
the new Halo comes out.
Well, they just acquired, like, what, 8, 9 developers? So we don't know what's coming from those developers yet.
So if a game comes out where I could be like, man, I want to play that on my phone, or man, I want to play that on if I ever buy a Switch, which I don't plan to, but if that ever happens, it would be cool to be able to do that. So that's exciting.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Sweet. All right. Miguel, you got any last words?
Yes, my last words are, as I already said, we don't know what's coming with Xbox Live to all these systems, so everything we discussed is just speculation at this point. Well, not everything. It's not speculation that you're going to have party chat and friends list and achievements on your Switch or your phone. The speculation is the Play Anywhere and all the additional titles that you will be able to play on these other systems through the Xbox app, which may come in time. But for those of you that listen or have listened to a lot of our podcasts, I don't know. I think we're like 90% accurate on shit sometimes. So,
And imagine you won't have to pay. You'll have the same gamer tag across all your consoles and all your games. You know, you won't have to have an underscore or a lowercase, uppercase X.
That's
or
very true.
Flagman everywhere.
Yeah, you can be, you know, Wasteland Soldier everywhere or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right, or Chip Fiddler.
Yep.
Or Captain Willie.
Willie.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, it's Joe, was that your last words?
No, I'm done.
All right. I mean, as long as what I said before doesn't happen in the future, I'm okay with it. As long as we don't get infected with a bunch of bullshit and it doesn't infect our gaming lifestyles, then I'm okay. I'm okay with it. And that being said, as an older generation person in the gaming world, as far as wanting that physical copy, or I have that library, at least give us an option to utilize our library that is physical instead of having to entirely phase everything out. I get it, VHS, I phased it out like nothing, Miguel. You nailed that on the head. But I mean, I don't know if I'm going to be able to part with some of the discs that I own now. I mean,
But that's the thing. You don't have to part. You're still going to have your Xbox One X. It's just going to be
true.
in a box somewhere.
But what I'm saying, I guess what I'm saying is, as long as they don't say, well, later on in the future, the Xbox One X is obsolete now too, or whatever, and
Or maybe
Well,
maybe in the
of course,
future they can.
everybody's gonna have
obsolete in the future.
I mean, maybe in the future they look at your purchase history and they see that you actually had the physical title, and they said, you know what? Since you had the physical title, we'll give you the digital title.
if they do that with all my movies and stuff, then fuck yeah, I'm down. I think everybody would be down with that. I mean, but you're right. Anyways, that's pretty much all I have to say on this topic. Let's move on to our rando shit. Do you guys have
That
any rando
horse
shit?
is dead.
Buy a horse, stab him in the chest. All right, any rando shit this week?
I do.
Mm-hmm. Okay, go on, Miguel.
So, Mortal Kombat, we are getting Kano, Devora, and Cabal. And next week on Combat Cast, I saw that they had a silhouette. They're going to announce someone else, and it clearly looks like Katana. So, I'm going to go ahead and say Katana confirmed.
You can't have Mortal Kombat without Katana. I mean, hell, she's been in it since what, 2?
You can't have Mortal Kombat without Melina either, but they killed her in 10. But I mean, everybody dies once, right? Cabal died.
Right.
Cabal's back. Doesn't matter, but still, they can't include everyone in all their games, which I understand. But Melina is just fun to play and fun to stare at with her mask on. So, I mean,
As long as
I like
as
it.
long as
With the mask
Boraicho
on.
isn't in it, I don't care. He was to me the worst character.
I mean, he was DLC for 10. I don't think they'll put him into 11. If anything, they'll put like Fujin.
I just want to see Spawn.
I think they will finally put Spawn. That's been speculated for years.
You think they're gonna finally do it this Mortal Kombat?
I mean, I don't know if Todd McFarlane is as big of a troll as Ed Boon is, but I mean, he said, "Oh, Spawn's coming." Like he tweeted that.
Yeah. I mean, Ed Boon trolled that Shaggy was going to be in it.
Oh, but that's Ed Boon. Ed Boon fucking trolls everyone.
So would you be upset if Shaggy just like popped up this next character?
Shaggy's not gonna pop up.
Instead of Toasty, it's Zoinks.
Zoinks! That I would accept that. That would be funny.
He would
As long
like
as you
that.
can turn it off.
See, there you go.
But as a playable character, no.
Okay.
Which,
Yeah.
now that you point that out, I could see Ed Boon putting that in the fucking game. Just as a troll. Zoinks!
Absolutely, he's fucking hilarious. He's got a sense of humor, so cool. You got anything else, Miguel?
No, I just wanted to announce those characters that have been revealed and say that I am super stoked for Mortal Kombat when it comes out.
Hells yeah! All right, let's move on down to John. You got anything?
Yeah, Miguel already mentioned it, but I bought a graphics card finally for my computer, so I'm going to be getting more games on my computer and probably less on my Xbox, or maybe the same amount. Who knows?
Would
We'll
you
see
play
what
The
happens.
Witcher on your computer?
No.
You
They
can
have
put mods and they can be naked.
Yeah, they have nude mods.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
And you can see Geralt's Pokey and, yeah. And Yennefer's
You can ride it.
Yonkers
You can
and
ride a unicorn.
Ceres, Clitty. all
Jerry
that
and
good
Jennifer.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
No.
So, yeah, I plan on buying more games for my PC, and I'm really excited to see Overwatch once I have my new graphics card. And
Yeah, I'm seriously curious what Overwatch looked like on your fucking processor that you probably just destroyed by using it as a graphics card.
well, it was designed for it.
To an extent. I mean, it probably wasn't meant to run Overwatch.
Well, it ran Far Cry 5.
Yeah,
But
that too. It probably was not meant to run that either.
But the only problems I had in Far Cry 5 is if I looked at the map and I like zoomed out far enough, all of the trees went from green to like a grayish color. So
I'm happy that you're finally going to get a graphics card.
yep, supposed to be here on Friday, but with the snow, it'll probably be delayed. Motherfucking snow.
Did you assemble your PC or did your buddy?
I went over to his house and we did it together.
Okay, so are you going back over to put the graphics card in?
No, I'm just gonna do it at home.
Just slide it in.
Don't destroy it. Make sure you wear a static
protection. You gotta wear protection.
Oh,
the static wristband. Don't forget that.
I don't have one.
You better go buy one. They're like $5.
All right. Where would I buy that?
Best Buy.
Oh, all right. There's a Best Buy near my work.
Ish.
Yeah, well, it's in Everett. It's not in an ish town. It's in Everett.
I was gonna say you
okay.
can just get on the Best Buy app and purchase it and pick it up. See if they have it before you go over there. And
Or hell, go to Amazon if you get it cheaper.
That's
well,
true.
if you can get that in 2 days,
Yeah, I expect the graphics card will be here sooner
yeah, you gotta
than
Best Buy.
Yeah. I had another rando, but I cannot remember it for the life of me.
All right, so we'll move on down to Joe, and then if you remember, just chime in after Joe. All right, Joe.
Okay.
Joe.
I'm just going to say I watched NFL Honors. Congratulations to Patrick Mahomes for winning Offensive Player of the Year, MVP. I love Paul Rudd and what he did and how he presented it. And I actually enjoyed the show thanks to Steve Harvey because he was funny. Yeah. So it was a little...
I mean, after Steve Harvey's fuck up a couple years ago, I mean, he can do whatever he wants in the show, and if he fucks up, it doesn't matter because everyone's going to think it's a joke.
Yeah. I mean, he actually did mess up Vanessa Hudgens' name. He said Vanessa Huggins, and she came out and automatically corrected him. She's like, "Well, you got another name wrong. It's Hudgens, not Huggins." So, but it was funny. And kudos to Tony G for getting into the Hall of Fame.
Chris Long?
Yeah. No, not Chris Long. He got Man of the Year.
Yeah.
Walter Payton Man of the Year. Congratulations to Tony G. Is the only one I really want to congratulate. There was another old timer, what is his name? Johnson. I can't remember. He played for the Chiefs for a little bit. Yeah. So kudos to Tony G, Pat Mahomes, and I can't wait till next year. Oh, Rando, speaking of football, I keep bugging you guys about this AAF thing. It's the American Alliance League, or American Alliance Football League. And it's not like, no-namers. I actually looked at some of the rosters. Mike Vick is going to be a coach for the Atlanta team. Arizona has their own team. And I noticed that, Trevor Knight, who was like a third string for
The Cardinals?
The Cardinals, he's actually going to be a quarterback in this league. So it's a break. We don't have to watch Canadian football. We don't have to watch arena football. It is football, and it is going to be on TV, CBS, NFL Network.
Sweet.
They're all licensed, and the first game is this Saturday night, I think at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. So,
ooh.
Right after Arissa's birthday party, watch some football. Even though NFL is over, football's still going. And these are, college players that didn't get drafted or ex-pro players that were third or fourth strings that didn't get a chance to play or that did play and are now on these teams. So right now I think there's only 8 teams, but I'm going to be a fan for it. I want to see who plays and how they play. And it's not gimmicky like the XFL, Lingerie Football League, Canadian Football League, Arena Football League.
This is
pro rules, pro football, but it's with, other players.
This is fucking smart. It's genius. I mean, think about it.
And
you got those players.
it's the AAA league for NFL, whereas they have like minors for baseball, minors for hockey, They never had minors for NFL. This is their minor league, and I'm excited to see it.
No, it's exciting, man. That's really cool. I mean, think about it. I mean, you have these guys that aren't playing that well in the NFL, and then they go out to this new league, and what if they play real well and they break out, and then they go back to the NFL?
Yep.
They get a good position, and then you'll be rooting for these players because you're like, dude, this guy's amazing. So it gives them that extra playing time, those extra reps. That's great.
Yeah, they don't have to tap into old footage in either the combine or their old original college videos. These guys are actually playing with pro rules, but they're playing in another league, a minor league, and undrafted free agents they have another pool to pull from instead of just straight out of college. So I like it. I'm all for it. And as a fan of the NFL, like seeing that Mike Vick is going to be a coach for one of the teams,
Is the team the Bulldogs?
No, it's Atlanta something. I don't remember what the name. I know the Arizona Hotshots. They named it after like the Prescott firefighters.
That's cool.
That passed away. So the Arizona team is the Hotshots, and they're like firefighters.
That's cool.
But going to a game, I just looked up for 4 seats at the 50-yard line. It's $65 a seat, and it's at the ASU
cool.
Sun Devil Stadium.
Nice.
So I say, why not? Miguel, maybe we get some money together and, the 3 of us go down and we could go watch a football game. Sorry, John, maybe when you move to Phoenix, you could go, but
I'll be there in June.
Where's it going to be at?
July.
At ASU, at the Sun Devil Stadium.
Oh, okay.
That'd be fucking fun.
But, you would be able, like, you take your Mike Vick jersey and pregame or
Try to get it
whatever,
signed.
you go down and say, hey, Mike, can I get you to sign my jersey? Perfect opportunity, and you won't have the crowd and the fans and everybody, all the screaming bitches and whatever. You won't have all that shit. You'll just be able to, enjoy a football game. I'm pretty sure there won't be TV timeouts. There's not going to be, all the BS that the NFL has.
Well, I'm sure there will be because they got to make money somehow too.
They will, but I don't think there will be as many as there is in the NFL.
Maybe
We'll find out.
Maybe we'll find another Tony Romo in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never know.
You never know. He could actually be a coach on one of the teams eventually because during the off season he's not commentating. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
So another rando. I just want to say kudos to Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Is that Atlanta's stadium?
Yep.
I want to say kudos to them and their fair price concessions. Even though the game was shitty, you didn't pay a fucking pretty penny for a beer. It was like, what, $5? You could get a soda and a burger for like $5, which is like unheard of for a NFL football game. So kudos to them.
Yeah, I saw
kudos
somebody
for
posted the picture with the prices on Facebook, and I was like, dang,
Yeah.
it's actually pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Sucks that Chick-fil-A was closed though, but whatever.
See, I don't understand why Chick-fil-A would put a store in a football stadium where the games are played on Sundays.
Because it's not just for football. I mean, concerts, and I'm sure similar to in Phoenix, they do like the monster truck rallies. It's not just football.
College.
Yeah. Anybody else?
They're banking on Monday night and Thursday night games.
All right, I got one more thing, and then I'm done.
Okay,
I watched Polar on Netflix with Mads Mikkelsen and Vanessa Hudgens, and it was good. I enjoyed it. It's a grittier John Wick type film. It was really good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I saw an ad for that, and I was like, "Is that Mads Mikkelsen?"
It is.
I need to watch that.
Yeah, it's Mads, and he plays a John Wick type character. Like in 30 years, I could see John Wick playing this role. But I highly recommend it. It's very gory. Well, it's gory. So Chris, don't watch it around Jackie or anything like that, or the baby. But it's really good. I highly recommend it.
What's Bandersnatch?
And
Eh.
yeah.
Joe, you said the title of that's Polar?
Yeah, the name of the movie is Polar.
Okay. Sorry, Miguel.
Oh, no, you're good.
Yeah, Bandersnatch, it took me 2 hours to actually get the ending that I enjoyed. So
Well, I mean, because, like, even if you get to a point where it's an ending, it's like, oh, there's this part too. You can go watch this. And so it kind of sucks you into, well, what does this do? And what does this do? And
yeah.
so, yeah. What happens if I don't kill him? And what happens if this?
Cool. Is that it, Joe?
I'm done.
Okay. John, do you remember what you had?
Oh, yeah. So yesterday, my wife went to the store, and it's super snowy and icy out. And she came home, and I was in the office. It was before we did the video. And she calls me while I'm editing the bracket. And she goes, "Hey, I'm home. The car's fine, but something happened. Can you come help me?" So I go out in the driveway, and my
Tree stump.
driveway's... No. She started with the car's fine, so I know it wasn't a tree stump. I go out in the driveway, and I have a steep driveway. I mentioned that, and it's not quite wide enough to put two cars side by side. On one side, there's a rock wall. On the other side, there's trees and bushes. So I go out in the driveway, and she is somehow sideways on the hill in my driveway, like 90 degrees from being able to go up or down the driveway in between a rock wall and trees.
She Austin powered it.
Yeah,
Was she drinking or
outpowered
what?
it.
Was she?
And snow.
Was she?
It was snow. My
Oh, okay.
driveway is super icy
She slipped
because
okay.
it's on a hill. Yeah, she just slid down the driveway
That's funny.
sideways, and she was only halfway down, so I had to help her out of that. So yeah, that was pretty entertaining.
That's funny.
So when you were talking about people don't know how to drive in the snow, you were talking about her.
I did not say that,
You heard it now.
but she doesn't listen to the podcast, so yes, her.
Oh.
You hear in the background, I heard that.
She'd be like, "Y'all can hear me. I can hear you too."
Yeah. So that was my other thing.
Yep. All of a sudden he disconnects.
Chris?
Yeah, I've got two things. So one of them, like I talked about last week or the week before, I would like to do a giveaway for T-shirt for Mortal Kombat. I know it doesn't matter about the factions, but I really think Miguel had a pretty sweet design on this T-shirt. We've got a decent amount of inventory, so if we want to start talking about like how we want to do the giveaway for the shirt, maybe within the next few podcasts, during the time of this Mortal Kombat 11 release, I think that would be good. And then second thing, if you guys want to support the podcast, make sure to go on to Facebook, follow us on Facebook, or like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. And then the number one things is to make sure if you can give us a review on iTunes, this will help out the podcast tremendously. Also,
Or share our content.
share our content for sure. Try to spread it out to your friends if you really enjoy these episodes. The more support that we get, the better we get as far as we get better equipment, more content, just giveaways. There's a lot of things that we can do for this podcast. So having that support is much needed. So making sure that you give us a review on iTunes, making sure that you give us a favorite on Spotify. We are also on all your platforms like Google Play and Castbox and pretty much everywhere. So if you can put out a comment anywhere on that, even on Podbean, talking about how good our podcast is, giving us 5 stars, 4 cupcakes, whatever the fuck it is for that platform, that would help us out tremendously. So please, we really would like the support. And if you think our podcast sucks, go ahead and give us a comment. We can talk about it. Also, if you guys want to be on a podcast or want to have suggestions to us, you can give us an email at consoledrones@gmail.com. Any advice or information for us to talk about on our podcast, we would definitely talk about on our next episode. just go ahead and send us an email. And that is pretty much what I have. What's that, Miguel?
Spread it like measles through Washington.
There you go.
And Oregon.
Oregon, somewhere in Washington. Everywhere. We want to go global in this bitch.
Not measles, us.
So that's pretty much what I have for random shit. Does anybody have anything else?
Nope.
Nope.
All right. Well, I think this is going to wrap up episode number 116. This is Chris. I'm going to go play some Firewall 0 Hour, figure out where my family is, eat some dinner, take a shit. I am out. Peace.
This is John. I'm going to go eat some dinner and hang out with my kids before they go to bed. I'm out.
This is Miguel. I'm going to, go get my free box in Call of Duty and maybe watch Polar or play Apex, whatchamacallit with Joe?
That is a joke.
Apex.
I'm going to be editing. So
I guess I'm not doing that.
nope. I'm going to be editing, putting up all the stuff for Facebook and YouTube. So game on.
Game on.
Game on.
Gamer Talk Podcast, Season fucking 2.
They know you're here. They're watching.